You can make a difference in someone's life, including your own, with a job in home care. These jobs offer flexible schedules, healthcare, retirement options, and free training. They also provide paid time off and opportunities for overtime. Visit OregonHomeCareJobs.com to learn more and apply. That's OregonHomeCareJobs.com.
Each summer, Kenai Redfish Company travels to Alaska's Cook Inlet to sustainably fish wild salmon and then brings it back home to share with our community. Family owned and based in Northeast Portland, Kenai Red Salmon Shares offers households the opportunity to pre-order a portion of their premium flash frozen salmon to enjoy all year round. I know you've heard of farm to table. This is boat to table. Visit KenaiRed.com to place your order. That's KenaiRed.com. And be sure to use promo code CityCast15 to get $15 off. We talk a lot about food on the show, but we've been rightfully called out for not talking enough about some of Portland's best vegan options. After all, we are a vegan food haven, which means the competition is fierce and the possibilities plentiful. But rattling off awesome vegan restaurants, that seemed a little too easy. So we decided to take this challenge one step further. What are the best restaurants in town with the most vegan options where everyone can eat at? Meaning, you can take a whole group of friends and there's something for everyone. So today on CityCast Portland, we're talking with vegan food enthusiast Sara Bahmanyar. They know all the best spots in town for the easiest communal eating experience and are sharing their favorite dishes. And a big thank you to Visit Walla Walla for sponsoring this episode. It's Thursday, June 26th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Well, Sara, I know you love vegan food, but I actually heard that you're not fully vegan. And when you go out, you just like to find places that hit all of the dietary preferences. Is it because you have a lot of friends and you enjoy friendships?
Yes, I enjoy friends. Yes, I do enjoy my friends. I'm sure they'll be glad to hear that. Yeah, I mean, partially it's I do have a lot of friends with dietary restrictions. I know how frustrating it can be to feel like you can't eat a food or you can't go out with friends because of those. I don't want to ever feel like when my friends can't ever join us because there's nothing that they can eat or there's nothing that they can participate in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that started. And also, I can't eat dairy. So it's nice to go somewhere and be like, I can put all of these foods in my mouth.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting is that we've also heard that from our strictly vegan listeners. They're like, we know where the vegan restaurants are. We want to know where we could take our meat eating friends where we could still eat stuff and they have options, you know? And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about your picks for favorite vegan dishes at non-vegan restaurants.
Let's start with Wajan, because I was literally just there last week.
Ooh.
Indonesian restaurant, barely in Northeast, so just off of Burnside. I will preface it by saying, like, all these recs are pretty much in the city proper, because I don't spend much time in the suburbs. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not you, it's me. But this one is in Northeast. The owners are very sweet. They also run another restaurant on Alberta called Pasar, which is more night markety food, but doesn't quite, to my memory, have as many vegan options, nor have I been there as many times. But Wajan has the best tempeh I've ever had. I'm not even someone who likes tempeh, and I will order the tempeh there to take it home to eat it more. And the two dishes specifically that I recommend are either the nasi uduk or the nasi campur, which are both mixed dishes. So they have like coconut rice and the tempeh, and like one has like a jackfruit curry, one has like veggie, like different veggies thing. One has like eggplant and chili sauce. There's a whole mix of stuff, and you can have them made vegan, and they're delicious, and they're a solid meal, and they're very fun. I mean, a lot of their food can be made vegan, but these ones specifically are just a mix of things that you may not have otherwise had. I feel like most people haven't eaten Indonesian food.
I was going to say, yeah, I've never had Indonesian food. I'm looking at the pictures. It's so colorful. Like, that's something, and it's really rare to be like, oh, here's like the whole rainbow in my plate.
Yeah.
And it's Wajan. I want to say Wajan for those who are listening. What's another place that you would recommend?
So I've actually been going to this, like, variations of this pop-up / restaurant for years. It's Cello, which is a vegetable-forward Mexican restaurant residency run by Luna Contreras, who's a trans chef here in Portland, who's really awesome. Started off like doing pop-ups in Magna to all this other, like has a whole, like the whole story. And now is in residency in Northeast where Dame was. Does a lot of rotating menus, but always has a tayuda, which is a veggie tayuda, and you can have it vegan with the cashew cheese. So for people who don't know, tayudas are like these really large, like corn tortillas topped with often beans and a bunch of things on top of that. I wish I could provide a picture.
It's like, if for those who are maybe have had more Mexican food, it's like a non-crunchy tostada, but larger.
I mean, they're like usually a 2-person thing.
Huge. Yeah. It's like, because it's a large thin and it's crispy, but it's not like, like tortilla chip crispy. Yeah, sometimes it's called like a Mexican pizza.
I hate that description. I'm like,
I know. But yeah, that's what, I mean, just so people understand, could see it in their head.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can see why it does kind of look like a pizza, like a personal pan pizza, though it tastes nothing like it. Yeah. So cello, just so you know, it's CHELO. It's not like the instrument. And I have heard of cello. I mean, I've seen all of their pop-ups. I believe that the chef lives in St. John's, and I've always been a little bummed that it's never made it to St. John's.
I mean, you're closer to than I am.
Yeah, it's Northeast Killingsworth. Yeah.
Yeah. I live way in Southeast, but yeah, definitely other usually salads and like other things that are being made vegan, but those rotate, so it's hard to recommend a specific dish. As much as I'd be like, there's always a tayuda and the toppings rotate based on seasons. There's always a veggie one that you can add cashew cheese to. And so I'd recommend that if you're going there.
And it's also gluten-free as well.
Yes. A lot of their menu is also gluten-free or can be made gluten-free, so I have a friend who can't do dairy or gluten. So we go there together and eat good, delicious food. And it's very fun.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at the list that you submitted, and I'm looking at Rangoon Bistro, which I actually have been to. Tell me what the items there are.
So yeah, they have 2 locations, one in Northeast, one in Southeast. Burmese food. So the biggest ones I rec there are the shan tofu, which is chickpea tofu. So it's chickpea flour cooked and compressed into something that looks like tofu, but has a different texture and a very interesting flavor. And it's a traditional Burmese dish. It's very good. And then I'm going to probably mispronounce this, but the lapeto, the fermented tea leaf salad.
Oh, yeah. There's so many textures on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, there's crunchy, there's like, it's crazy.
It's really good. And theirs is really good and really fresh. And I really appreciate the balance they hit on it. And the shan tofu, the dish is already vegan. The lapeto can be made vegan. Really, you just have to tell them. And if they have any, I know they have like a vegan mushroom and noodle dish. I've heard really good things about. I haven't tried it because I'm not a mushroom person. But they should have other like seasonal vegan specials. But the 2 ones I like is the tea leaf salad and the shan tofu, if they're both on the menu.
Yeah.
And they're both also really classic Burmese dishes. So they're a good intro to the cuisine and to like the sense of like, what kind of flavors am I getting myself into?
Mm-hmm. Another thing about Rangoon Bistro is that it's also a favorite of a lot of chefs. Like, people that own restaurants are like, oh, I love Rangoon Bistro. And I find that anytime a chef is like, this is where I eat, I'm always like, ears open.
Yeah. And then the last one in the list is Thai Hot Pot Heaven, which is on Northwest 21st. I'm recommending this one because from the times I've been there, the owners are really sweet. It's like a family-owned place. Also, because it's like pretty much the only place I know of in Portland proper that has multiple vegan hot pot broths. Very rare. A lot of places maybe have like one tomato one.
Yeah, it's true.
But this one has at least 2, if not more. The ones I know for sure are vegan are the tom yum, which is delicious, and adjustable spice levels, and like a Japanese shoyu, like a soy sauce-based one. And I think sometimes they may even have a third. They do split pots, so you can have multiple broths. So if you are going with people who eat meat, you can have the meat eaters stick to their half of the pot. And you have yours. They have tons of vegan options of things to dip. So like lots of different kinds of tofu and veggies. And they also have really good chive cakes that are vegan as well as an appetizer. I highly recommend them.
Ooh.
Chewy and crispy and flavorful and delicious. So
I'm
good.
looking at them right now because I'm like, what is that? I've never heard of a chive cake. Oh, yeah, that looks good. What is it made out of? I mean, aside from chives. Like, what's gluing it together?
I think it's a starch blend. So there's one maybe like a mix of like potato and maybe something else and flour because it's kind of chewy. It's not just flour.
Okay.
You get some of that like chewy, crunchy thing.
I wonder if it's like mochi or something.
It doesn't have the pull that mochi does.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's really good. I think it's like a day-long process. You have to do all this stuff and chop up the chives and like it's a whole bunch of effort. So the fact that they're making them completely from scratch is like super cool.
Oh, wow.
I think they have like a lunch special too for like a all-you-can-eat thing. I have not done it, but I've definitely enjoyed the times I've gone there with friends.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, some fully vegan spots that will satisfy everyone. Still looking for summer activities that get your kids out of the house but also provide enrichment and personal growth? Well, you're in luck. Northwest Children's Theater award-winning summer camps still have spaces open for ages 4 through 14. Both half-day and full-day camps take place in Northeast, Southeast, and downtown Portland now through August 22nd, and you can choose from more than 30 exciting camp titles including Bluey's Big Adventure, Mario's Super Party, The Legend of Percy Jackson, Mary Poppins, and so much more. Northwest Children's Theater summer camps are the perfect opportunity for a budding theater kid to enhance their performance skills and also make new friends. View the full schedule and register at nwcts.org. That's nwcts.org. Time slows down in Walla Walla, Washington. And that's the point. You can experience a vibrant and relaxing getaway, going at your own pace, doing as much or as little as you want. And if you love to eat delicious food and drink good wine, this is your destination. Walla Walla Valley produces everything from wheat to asparagus to strawberries to, of course, their famous Walla Walla sweet onions. So there's plenty of farm-fresh, fine dining from celebrated chefs to explore. But it's also home to more than 130 wineries offering a variety of expressions and vineyard experiences. And all of this is just a beautiful and scenic 4-hour drive from Portland. Go to wallawalla.org to plan your visit today. That's wallawalla.org. What about some picks for places that are fully vegan, but that you think everybody would enjoy?
Yeah, we'll work our way sort of north to south.
Okay.
So we'll start with the Uncanny, which is a bar in Northeast. It's not exactly, because I should probably do Alberta first, but whatever.
I'm with you.
It's on Mississippi.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah. Oh, they're fully vegan? I didn't know that.
So that's the thing. They're secretly fully vegan. You go there for some nice cocktails, and it turns out their entire food menu is vegan.
That's so cool.
And they have very good cocktails.
Yeah. I got to give them another chance. I, unfortunately, had, what do you call it, when they're pre-made and they're like on a tap.
Oh, like a draft cocktail?
Yeah. Which, like, they could be good, but, you know. And then I didn't know that that's what I was ordering. My fault. But it was like whatever their version of a espresso martini was. And, like, I'm a rare espresso martini drinker, but I've had them. And it was so sweet, I couldn't finish it. And I was so bummed about that. So I got to go back and like give them a proper, like have them make me an actual drink.
I think my friend ended up with the same one, was also commenting on how sweet it was. So yes, I will preface that one, maybe not. But generally, I find they're more like savory cocktails more interesting. They have like, they use Sotol, which is a liquor also from a cactus that's not agave. And some more like interesting, weird infusions. So like some of them were tiki inspired ones, or there are ones that are less sweet. That way. Do you like it? This is a space that has a bunch of outdoor tables. Their lunch menu is vegan, but at dinner it's like all vegan fried chicken and a vegan tiramisu.
Ooh.
And they've also been hosting a lot of pop-ups for other vegan chefs. So there's starting to be a location where if you are in Northeast, you can go as they have things. I went to one that was Mis Tacones and La Casa de Mama doing a whole set of pop-up dishes. So like they're starting to be able to get a little bit of an incubator for other chefs, which I really appreciate too, because I think as long as that space exists, then those pop-ups will also continue to exist. So it feeds that.
And I just want you to know the Uncanny is actually it's actually in North Portland. It's on North Mississippi. It's not Northeast. It's on this side of MLK. Sorry, Sarah. I couldn't hold it any longer. I was going to let it roll. But then I was like, you know what? I'm sorry.
I appreciate the correction. I'm the same way when people say Selwood is Southeast. I'm like, no, that's different.
Oh, okay. I hope Selwood knows that. I hope Selwood is hearing this right now.
Technically it is in Southeast Portland, but when you say Southeast, that kind of stops, like, you say Selwood if you mean Selwood. So
yeah,
I'm all for it. Correct me whenever I'm wrong.
So what's another one?
Obunchakudo.
Never heard of it. And that is in Southeast?
Yeah, it's on Grand. It's all vegan Japanese food.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity.
But, like, actually, like, if you're not making your stock out of bonito, like, there's a lot of Japanese food that is only one step away. So they do a bunch of house-made misos. Like, I had a persimmon and something miso at one point. They make ones with pepitas. They're making, like, misos of things that you didn't know you could miso. It's really good. And then you can have that on onigiri. Which I always like because it's a fun way to try different flavors. And you have those like either filled with smoked tofu or like mixed with pickles in it, and then have the miso on top.
Have you ever had a grilled onigiri? I just had one.
It's so good.
And it's crazy because like
so good.
You get the like crunchy
Yeah.
rice on the outside. Yeah.
That little bit of charred flavor.
Yeah, and then a little smoky. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Again, depending on like what you're looking for, like they do, like right now, I think they have either udon or soba noodle salad. They have like different kind of udon for the winter. So it's really just like Japanese comfort food, but done vegan. And generally their plated dessert is a vegan panna cotta done by someone who we'll come to later in the list.
Wow. So Obon Shakudo? Okay, Shokudo for those who are just like, what are they saying? Well, I want to talk about some ice cream because it's getting hot out. I also cannot eat dairy. I'm not vegan, but anytime I eat ice cream or I eat a gooey cheese, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
It's just like a 50-50, is my day ruined or not? So I would love to hear about some good ice cream alternatives. I see one now that I'm like, oh yeah, I've had it and it's awesome.
So the two places that are like fully vegan that I recommend that also will satisfy your non-vegan friends, as I can attest to with both of these as having taken non-vegans there, are Kate's, which I think is probably the most well-known. They have 2 locations in Northeast.
Kate's is in Portland.
One in North Portland, one in Northeast.
And one in Northeast. Yeah.
I got it. We got it. Okay. One in North Portland, one in Northeast. They also have a residency for the summer at Cafe Better Days in Southeast on the weekends.
Ah, okay. Ooh, so they're out there.
With less flavors. I think they're only running like maybe like 5 to 7 or something on the full selection. But on weekends, they're scooping scoops at this cafe on Division.
Yeah. I want to say if you go to the Uncanny for either a good cocktail or mocktail, because I know they have a good mocktail list.
That's true.
And you get your vegan food, you can get dessert at Kate's because it's like right on the same strip.
It is right there. Kate's is also all gluten-free.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great.
So their cones are gluten-free. The brownies and is gluten-free. They're all gluten-free. So if you have a gluten-free friend who wants to have a waffle cone and or whatever else, they can have it.
What's your favorite Kate's ice cream flavor?
Depends, because I like some of their seasonal ones. Like at one point, they had like a mango one that was really good. I don't remember when that was. It might have been last year. But some of their seasonals I really enjoy. I tend to go for like that, or like I do like the mint chocolate chip. Like it's basic, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah, go for it.
And or fun, weird ones. They do have one that's like a rose water and some other stuff. And I'm not usually a rose water person, but that one actually, the amount of rose water is a good balance. Like it's a nice, fun mix.
Well, what's another place that'd be good for hot weather?
Ice Queen. Ice Queen is in Southeast on 11th or 12th. They do essentially McFlurry dupes as one of their things, which I love.
Vegan?
Yes, all vegan.
Holy moly.
Yes. They call them thick flurries.
Oh, and they're vegan paletas too.
Yes.
So this is like more Mexican leaning.
Exactly. They started off doing the paletas. So for a long time, you could find their paletas in like vegan stores in Portland. And then when they opened their brick and mortar, they started doing the thick flurries. So I was going to also recommend the paletas because they're really, really good. You could have them topped with chocolate or chamoy or a bunch of other things in the store. And they also do rotating flavors of those. And then if you want something more decadent, you can do the thick flurries, which you can also build your own of whatever flavors that they have. And the thing I really like about them is, unlike Kate's, which a lot of their bases are coconut based, a lot of Ice Queen stuff are nut and coconut free. Their base of their soft serve is, and a lot of their paletas are as well. I think 1 or 2 are not, but generally they're very strongly that. So if you have a friend who has that as an allergy, they're not like a nut-free location. Like they have the little like peanuts that you can get topped into your thick flurry. But if you have someone who can't eat that, those ones, the bases themselves are safe, which is really nice.
That's great. But I want to call out this flavor I just saw on their Instagram. It's called roasted pineapple. And like, I need to get that now. I don't know if you've ever grilled a pineapple, but it's so good. Delicious.
So
like,
good.
why? Why is it so good? And then in a paleta, like, yeah, let's go.
One of the first flavors I ever had was their horchata one with oat milk. I was like, yes. I was like, this is great. Like, I would want it almost as a slushy, like, coffee beverage. But Portland doesn't really do, like, frappuccino, like, fancy frappuccinos. And I get it. Whatever. We're above that. But sometimes you want a blended coffee drink, okay? I'm sorry. And that's the closest you can get to that in the city.
Yeah. That's
like
so
one or
funny.
2 ways we can get a cold brew milkshake. But it's not quite the same as, like, give me the blended coffee.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, let's talk about vegan desserts since we're pretty much already there. What's your favorite places to, like, we just had dinner, let's pop in?
Okay. So I'll start with a brick and mortar and then 2 pop-ups. So the brick and mortar is Orange and Blossom, which now I'm like, I think actually Northeast. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh my God. I've never heard of Orange and Blossom, so I'm going to look. And
I need to be...
I'm just like, let's see if you got this right.
I think it is.
It's Northeast. It's Northeast Killingsworth. Can I share a trick, Sarah?
I know the street name, but I don't pay. Like, because the thing is, I see Mississippi, and I'm like, I know it's North Mississippi, but I'm always like, oh, Northeast, because like it's kind of like it's the same amount of effort to get there as Northeast. So I'm like, oh, it's up there. I have to go up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, so Origin Blossom is in Northeast. It's an all vegan patisserie pastry shop.
Wow.
They also will be at the PSU Farmers Market with less options than they have in their brick and mortar. The full selection will be at the location in Northeast. So some of the things I really like there are these maritozzi, which are these like brioche buns with like a ganache and then a flavored cream on top. They are very decadent and very good and will sell out sometimes. And I'm always sad when I miss them. They have different flavors. I had a passion fruit one time that was like, oh my God.
I'm looking at their passion fruit meringue tarts and holy crap, that looks so
The tart was gonna be
good.
another thing. They do a lot of seasonal tarts with fruits. So like, yeah, the maritozzi, the tarts, they do a lot of seasonal stuff. So they'll have like rotating focaccia or sandwiches
good.
with different veggies based on seasonal availability. They have good standard things, like they have good cookies and stuff. But like, I go up there for these things that there's no way I can make. And like, I just want brioche dough and really nice fillings and tart stuffs. And I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah. What's another place?
So then the pop-ups. One is Camellia Vegan Patisserie. She does a lot of things, but the thing that I do want to highlight are that she does vegan canapés, which I've never seen before because they're really hard to do, even not vegan. She does vegan macarons with a bunch of different flavors. She has madeleines. She's the one doing the panna cotta that Obon serves. And so she'll also have vegan panna cottas that rotate flavors every month, as well as like pavlovas, sometimes with torched, you can get like freshly torched toppings on those.
So it's Camellia Vegan Patisserie. Camellia.
And she pops up at farmers markets. She'll be at Tea Fest. She also often will do other pop-up events. I think she has one the next day at a coffee shop downtown that's having like a Latinx market on the 29th. But yeah, all of her flavors are really good. And she does things that like really most time, if you're vegan, you can't have. And so I want to highlight her. And then the other person I want to highlight is 222. They are both a cake provider for a number of vegan places in Portland. So if you ever had a cake slice at Thunderbird or By and By or Gnarly's or Rad Magic or a bunch of other places, they're the one who makes cakes for them. And those flavors rotate every week or every other week. And they're good. The thing I really want to highlight is she makes vegan croissants, generally filled, but not always. For a while, she's making croissants for Chubby Bunny, which is an all-vegan food cart that does breakfast sandwiches. And so you could have breakfast sandwiches on croissants, but just filled ones for pop-ups. And like, I think right now she's doing a Pop-Tart pop-up as well.
And they look legit. I'm looking at the pictures and it's not like, like all flat and weird and someone just being like, this is a croissant. No, it looks like an actual croissant.
Yeah. At one point, they did a thing for Vegan Night Market where they put tamales inside of them. I think it was a Casa Mama. It was like a tamale inside a croissant. And I'm like, this is insane.
That is insanity. Can I just tell you that I would immediately say no? I would be like, no. And like, that just says a lot about me and not about how delicious it could be. I'm just like, I would knock it out and I'd be like, no, I don't want no.
It was interesting. I had one. I was like, I like it, but I'm also confused by this. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I had one that was like a corn one. So it was like, it had a tamale inside and it had like a sweet corn cream on top.
Oh, that sounds kind of good.
So I went for the one that was like corn, kind of desserty already. I don't remember if there's a savory one because I think that would be weirder to my brain. I was like, I don't know.
Well, was the corn one good?
Yes. But it was interesting to eat because the middle, like you'd lose some of the crunchy croissant when you put a tamale in the middle of it.
Yeah. Sometimes people play too much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, stop playing. Just make a fucking croissant. Sorry.
But it was still cool. I mean, still cool to try. Like, I had a fun time. I'm just not sure.
I'm sure it's delicious.
I'm not sure that's my preferred means of croissant consumption is what I'm saying.
They're like, you know what? It's already vegan. Let's just go with it. Like, let's just put a train in here. Whatever.
That's Portland, though. We're like, oh, this exists and this exists. We might as well shove them together.
Yeah. Well, I also want to shout out, you gave 2 really great ideas for people because I feel like summer is the time when people come visit you. Not everyone is vegan. Not everyone eats meat. Not everyone, whatever, all the things. And you shouted out Ethiopian food. And I was like, that is perfect because Ethiopian food really does cover all the bases. It's vegan. It can be gluten-free. It could have meat if you want. You can get special platters that have just the vegan and just the meat. It's just perfect all around sharing food. So I think that's a really good idea. I also want to shout out Akadi because Akadi also has a really expensive vegan menu that is delicious, and that is like West African food.
I didn't add it because I'd listened to the episode where you already shouted out Akadi's vegan selection. So I was like, oh, someone's already done that. That's taken care of. My other little thing is like, these are just, like I said, my favorites based on things in the city. But definitely there's a lot of neighborhood spots that are vegan that I'm not including, or that like, take a look around your neighborhood. You might find spots that have more options than you think. I'm lucky to live near one of the few plant-based specific coffee shops, Coffee Beer, which has a lot of like events as well. So they have a lot of markets.
Coffee beer?
Yeah.
Beer. Interesting.
They sell coffee and beer and open until 10 p.m., which I love. But like, they also have a lot of markets that are highlighting other artists. So like a lot of vegan spaces, like Honey Latte does the same thing, but they host a lot of events. A lot of vegan spaces or vegan adjacent spaces also tend to host a lot of things. So find a space hosting cool events or markets, and that's how you stumble into stuff like this. And you might find new food. This is also a chance to kind of like explore your neighborhood a little bit more and see what else is happening, even if it's not a thing you would normally go to. So that's the other recommendation I have, is just go out and explore a little.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, hanging out with us, telling us a little bit more about some of these vegan places. I hope our listeners who are vegan, who have been asking, they've been asking for this episode. I hope this helps you out. If you have any other places you want to shout out, send it to us, portland@citycast.fm, and we'll definitely share that with everyone at a roundup or something. So thanks again, Sarah. You could say a word because it's audio.
Ow!
Did you were just like waving. You're like,
I was gonna do it because I was like, I didn't know if you wanted me to say something else. And then you're just like, oh no, we'll throw them under the bus. That's fine.
You just did like a silent little wave. No one can hear you.
I'll just be like, thanks for having me. I really appreciate the chance to share all this stuff and enjoy listening to CityCast.
I couldn't wrap up our conversation without giving a hearty shout out to Nicholas's. For the longest time, that was the only solid vegan option in Portland. And their homemade gluten-free flatbread is so good. Go support them, go support the OGs. And now for some events happening this week. Every Thursday on the show, we like to bring you a few recommendations to help you plan your weekend. And here's what we got. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. is the start of the Wild and Scenic Film Festival over at the Hollywood Theater. It's an evening of films that celebrate the beauty of our natural world and the individuals that protect it. This Friday is also the start of Homie Fest at Swan Dive in Southeast Portland. It's jam-packed with a lot of local favorite bands like Mattress, Non-Binary Girlfriend, and Sololi, to name a few. Also, don't miss out on Portland Mercury's Nacho Week, with over 50 participating restaurants offering exclusive $10 nacho plates that include tostones, bulgogi, vegan cheeseburger, rose syrup drizzled on phyllo dough, and so many more creative interpretations, and it's such a deal. Also, we have a sponsor pick. Visit Walla Walla is inviting us all to go check out Alison Krauss and Union Station featuring Jerry Douglas and special guest Willie Watson at an outdoor concert at Wine Country Amphitheater in Walla Walla. It's happening next month on July 22nd, so you have plenty of time to plan for it. Doors open at 6, so you can enjoy a beautiful summer evening in one of Washington's most scenic wine valleys with excellent food and drinks. For even more events and local news, sign up for our daily newsletter, Hey Portland. For details, check out our site, portland.citycast.fm. We'll throw a link in the show notes. Well, that's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.